Hey guys, today we are going to talk about section 4.5, which is cellular respiration in detail. Firstly, I want from you to differentiate between the cellular respiration and respiration process. Firstly, let's talk about respiration. Respiration one of the characteristics of living organisms. Okay, through this process, the living organisms obtain or takes oxygen and released carbon dioxide and water vapor. And this process occurs through respiratory or inside respiratory system, and we can say that this process inside respiratory cells. So this process, which is respiration process, occurs inside the cells of the respiratory system. So it means not all cells of the body of living organisms perform this process. This process occurs in specific cells related to the system of respiratory system. Okay, let's talk about the second one, which is cellular respiration. Cellular respiration occurs in all body cells, all cells perform this process. The aim of this process to produce energy. This energy required for the occurrence of all vital activities. All vital activities which performed by the living organisms' bodies. So you can note that cellular respiration occurs in all cells for the production of energy. Don't occurs inside a specific cells. Okay, all cells can perform this process, but in case of respiration process, it takes place in specific cells related to the respiratory system. Okay, next point. For the stages of cellular respiration, so we can say cellular respiration stages. The stages of cellular respiration, we can classify it or divide it, these stages into three stages. First stage start with glycolysis. The second stage is cellular respiration, Krebs cycle, cellular respiration Krebs cycle, or we can write it directly Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle. And the last one, electron transport chain. Electron transport chain. Okay, so E electron, T transport, C chain. So the last one, electron transport chain. So let's start with the first one, glycolysis. Okay. Firstly, glycolysis process occurs or takes place inside cytoplasm of the cell, and it means that this process doesn't require presence of oxygen. Okay, so it takes place inside cytoplasm. What are the steps of glycolysis? Firstly, you must know this note. Firstly, glucose don't react with oxygen. So how this process of cellular respiration occurs? We know that the cellular respiration depends on the reaction between oxygen and the glucose. So oxygen and the glucose don't react together. So what will happen for the occurrence of this process? So before the burning or breakdown of glucose by the presence of oxygen, the process of glycolysis takes place. So what happened during glycolysis? Firstly, two molecules of ATP are used to break down or split of glucose molecule. We know that glucose chemical formula C6H12O6, which means glucose have 6 carbon atoms linked together. One, two, three, 4, and 5, and 6. By using this 2 ATP molecules, the cell start to split the glucose molecule inside the cytoplasm, and then the splitting of glucose resulting to 3 carbon molecules. So we have now molecule have 3 carbon atoms and the other one have 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the splitting of one molecule of glucose during glycolysis process inside cytoplasm, it produces 2, 3 carbon molecules. As a result of this splitting, some electrons energized which means it becomes more active. These electrons from the 2, 3 carbon molecule. So these energized electrons are transferred to molecules of NAD. So what is NAD molecule? Pay your attention. NAD molecule carrier of electrons. And this is not the first time to hear this word, carrier of electron. In the first quarter, when we studied the photosynthesis process, we said that NADP carry the hydrogen and the change into NADPH. So it is similar to each other. NADP and NAD are carrier of electrons, but this one during cellular respiration, but this one during photosynthesis process. Okay, so after energized of electrons, they transfer to carrier of electrons called NADP, and this NAD after carrying of electrons forming or change into NADH. So H means this molecule already carry electrons. And then the last step of glycolysis, a series of reactions occurs to the 2,3 carbon molecule. Converts them into pyruvate molecule. And this one, pyruvate, will enter the second stage, which is Krebs cycle. So if we want to summarize this process, glycolysis, we can do it like this. Glucose have 6 carbon atoms. By using two ATP, and we know that after using ATP it converts into ADP, will produce 3 carbon atoms or 3 carbon molecule. After a series of reactions, produce 2 pyruvate and 4 ADP converted into 4 ATP and 2 NAD change into 2 NADH. Okay. So in this video, we explain the first stage of cellular respiration, which is glycolysis. In the second video, we will explain the second stage, which is Krebs cycle. Goodbye.